All right. So this bike, this R1 here, I haven't actually been able to sit down and thoroughly kind of, excuse me, explain what the deal was with this bike and how I got it, all that good stuff. So I wanted to make a video and explain. So I had been eyeballing this bike on Marketplace for quite some time, Facebook Marketplace, and think the kid was asking like 8,000 for the bike at this point. Maybe he started at like 10,000. Um, the ad said that the bike had stopped idling. He had taken it to a shop. They had diagnosed it as, I believe his words were, the engine had to be broken down and a bearing needed to be replaced. That's just about how vague it was. But I love these bikes. I love R1s. I love Yamahas. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to take a gamble. I'm going to go look at this bike. And drove with the money to go look at it and thinking, okay, I'll probably pick it up. Worst case scenario, it needs an engine. Okay. Get there. The bike is obviously tore apart because he had gotten it back from the shop. So he hands me the box of parts. The coil packs are out. Um, one of the oxygen sensor bungs was missing. Both oxygen sensors, one missing, one's trashed. The coil packs were out. Spark plugs were out. No oil filter. But the bike still had oil in it. So I was like, okay, cool. I'm like, all right, I want this bike. I'll buy it. Take it home, start diagnosing it, and to diagnose it, obviously, I need to put it back together entirely and see if it will run and idle. And if not, obviously, I can start diagnosing it from there. I did some research. There were some people having issues with their coil packs on the 2016 models. So I said, you know what? I need to go ahead and replace them if I'm going to reinstall them anyway. I went with new spark plugs, new coil packs, new oxygen sensors, and I was able to fully reassemble the bike. And the bike idled for some time, but would then die. And I was able to actually drive it. You could rev it and hold the revs, and the bike would drive. So I was like, okay, it doesn't seem like it needs an engine and transmission. That's great. But it's still not idling, so I need to tear it down again and diagnose it at this point. So I bring the bike in and I tear it down entirely all the way to where the valve cover's off, all of the engine covers are off, and I figure out just exactly what's going on. And it turns out, I don't know if I'm going to be able to maneuver. I can't maneuver the camera right now, but I can lower it. Turns out this rotor here was destroyed, and the basically the charging mechanism, the ignition mechanism had contacted the rotor because when they installed this aftermarket cover, they left out one of the dowel pins that goes in this cover. So when I believe what happened was, since there was one dowel pin missing, it misaligned and torqued, and you could kind of see on the original dowel where the dowel had torqued, and it was no good. Thankfully, I purchased two new dowel pins and the new generator and rotor. So we will be pulling that and installing it and installing the cover, and that's it. Everything else is done. The valve cover's back on. I was able to check valve clearances while I was there. Some of them were a touch out, but I'm not actually worried about them. I think the bike will run fine. But yeah, let's see if we can't go ahead and pop this rotor off real quick. Oh. Wow, that works really well. All right. Here we have it. Ladies and gentlemen, our old rotor. And this thing is poor. It has absolutely been destroyed. There's a lot of metal. I did see a little bit of scoring on some of the cams, but it wasn't really scoring. Maybe it was just like heat marks or something. I could run my hand across them, my finger. They felt very smooth. I think they're going to be fine. I cushioned them with some abrasive assembly lube, and then I also did some milling. This milling, actually, right here on the timing chain, just quiet it and help it its life, because we're all hard on bikes. But yeah, old one. And you know I'm rocking the new Red Bull White Peach. It's really good. So I think the bolt for this is like 70 foot-pounds or something like that. I'll have to look at it again. I can't remember. But I suppose, now this is what it should look like. Apparently. I've never seen this one new. The first time I saw it was destroyed. So this looks great. It kind of looks like there were pieces of mine. Well, no, I'm about to say. But yeah, it looks good. Really good. We're going to wipe this case out and this everything. Try to get as much of this metal out as possible. And the bike's already had an oil change. I drove it about 5 miles and then dumped it with a fresh Yamaha oil filter, OE oil filter. That shaft feels good. Everything feels good. Like, I think this bike is going to recover from this and be a very good bike. But we won't know until we get it all back together, right? All right. New rotor on. Here's our bolt. And this bolt, if you Yamaha guys can tell me what this is for, I'd be much obliged, because I've never seen anything like that. I don't know what that's doing. All right, and I'm gonna have to take a brief intermission. All right, so I keep running into storage issues with my phone, where I am attempting to record a video and then it cancels my video because I don't have enough storage. So there's a problem I'm going to be fighting for a little while until I figure out a different recording method. So that's kind of why I have been slow to post videos and stuff. But we got this thing on and torqued to spec to 61 foot-pounds. And now we're going to be going back in with the new dowels. And this is the Yamaha part number for that dowel pin. There is a company. What is the name of that company? Oh, I'm going to have to clean that out. Partzilla is what I use. Revzilla and Partzilla, but mainly Partzilla, because their stock is so... They always have parts in stock. It's great. All right. Let's see if we can fit this other dowel pin in there. Get you all a better angle. I'm sorry. Let's try that. I'm going to put a little assembly lube in there. See if we can get that a little bit better. Let's try that. There we go. That's what you like to see. We'll take our gasket. Go ahead and line it up with our dowel pins. This is another reason why these dowel pins are so important. So you get proper gasket alignment as well. I'm surprised they had it with the other one. And then with this new generator, it's got these rubber grommets that sit in here. You want to make sure they're flush before you go to install this cover. Twist our wires a little bit, and I see why they had issues with alignment without the dowels. Wow. Very cool though. Both dowels are in. All right, now we need our screws.